Success. All right. All right. Good evening, everybody. It is 6:01. So we are going to go ahead and get started. All right. It is good to see so many of us out tonight. Oh my goodness sakes, this room fills up fast. It is wonderful to see all of you. So we're officially calling our meeting to order. We need to first approve our December minutes, which seems like a really long time ago, but that would have been coming through in our January newsletter. So if everybody got that and thinks that things are good and approves of those minutes, can I get a motion to approve of them, please? Who is that? Okay, thank you. And can you say your name just so we can get it for our minutes?
Kathy Passbury.
Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, thank you. And can I get a second?
Right here.
Name?
I'm the clerk.
Okay, thank you so much. All righty, so minutes are approved. Fantastic. On to committee reports. Kathy Matthews reports that there are backtrack that, $9,746.60 in our treasury. That includes the deposits for membership and reimbursements for food at the holiday party. So, Charity, any reports from Charity?
Yep. So I have the numbers. I mean, I reported this in November, all the hats, scarves, and mittens that were given to the Milwaukee Public Schools. And I just made, I think it was either the end of January or the beginning of February, another 25 scarves, 24 hats, 20 mittens, which brings us to a total of 293 items during this school year.
Fantastic.
I have teachers here that work at the Milwaukee Public Schools. They're teachers here. Anybody? Okay, whenever I receive stuff and it's meant to go to the Milwaukee Public Schools, if your school has a need, it can go directly to you. You can take it directly to your school, because at this time, I take it to the district office and I let them decide where they feel the most need is, and they're very appreciative. And I know that this is an awesome thing. So, so in the future, though, we do have a guest tonight. Welcome, Pathfinders. That they're also collecting mittens, hats, and scarves. So in the future, when you bring me your things, because you can bring me things every single meeting. If I'm not here, Lou will be here, or a friend will be here. So in the future, it would be important that you let us know where your hats, scarves, and mittens, where you'd like those directed to, and we will make sure that they get to the proper charity.
Yes, and I would say do you plan, if we don't specify, then they go to either? Kind of 50-50?
Right, I could do that.
Anything that's not specified.
If they didn't label it and they weren't here, I could absolutely do that.
Fantastic.
So, okay.
Thank you.
So keep up the great work. We appreciate everything, and more importantly, the receivers.
Yes.
So we appreciate everything.
Yes, they really do. Welcome, welcome. All righty. Education. I know Molly had planned to bring our education suitcase, but Molly had to miss tonight. So we don't have our education suitcase here. Apparently it has not been opened for a while, so we're not even sure what's in there anymore. But yes.
I did have a text message exchange with her, and there are a bunch of needles in there of different shapes and sizes. So we will know better when we're at Mount Mary, and I'll make like a list or something so that we can.
Excellent. All righty. So yeah, that is, I would plan to bring this up during events as well, but we have an education opportunity coming up on the 20th at Mount Mary. We are teaching a bunch of college kids the craft. So if you would like to volunteer to spend some time teaching some college age students how to knit, or if you crochet or felt, any kind of fibery activity, we are going to bring those kids around, give them some hot cocoa, because heaven knows they need it. It's February and college is hard. And we are just gonna spend some time crafting with them. So if you would like to join us, we would love to have you. Membership.
We have, it's 35 people here in attendance tonight, and we do have some new members. Mary Ellen Winter You want to stand or wave or something? Rebecca Nally.
Rebecca, nice to have you.
Janet Fry.
Janet. Oh, there you are. Good to have you.
Angie Herbs.
Angie, good to have you.
And Ernestine Jeffers.
All right, nice to have you. Fantastic. All right. So that is wonderful to have. And there is an opening for a membership co-chair as well. One of our membership co-chairs is stepping down due to some health stuff. So we would love to have somebody that would step up and help out with our membership folks. So if you are interested and love to meet new people and talk to new people, membership is for you. So go ahead and chat with our lovely membership folks if you're interested in that. Alrighty. Program. Mary, anything we need to know about the programs that are coming up or our program for tonight?
Yes.
Oh, there you
Well, I'll introduce our Madison from Pathfinders one more time. Next week is Mary Germain, or next month is Mary Germain. Was going to talk about Estonian knitting. And I think you all saw the newsletter. So April, Wade the alpaca guy is coming. I'm sorry, April, Wade is coming. May, Jean from Tenderers Rainbow End Farms is coming. She raises Icelandic sheep. June, Molly is doing a program for us. And in July, we have a patent attorney coming and hopefully a photographer to help you understand the best way to take pictures of your items if you're going to sell them a pattern on Rivalry. I do have one other announcement. I know tonight was turn in the brown bag for knitting and I forgot. Sorry. I forgot. So people gave me some stuff to bring to tonight's meeting. I'm in the process of moving and remodeling, so it's packed up and I didn't bring it tonight. So we will do that next month if everybody is okay with that, or you can fire me. And then show and tell tonight. We do have 3 show and tell people. Just as a reminder, there will be 3 show and tell forms to fill out when you come in and sign up. So if you have a show and tell item, take one and fill it out and then give it to me. And at the end of the meeting, we'll do our show and tell.
All right, fantastic. Okay, events. We are in need of an events chair as well. Laura Hickman has been wanting to step down for some time and has just not reached out until now. We kind of reached out to her and she was like, I really don't want to do that anymore. It's been a while that I really didn't want to do this. So if you are interested in planning events and have any fascination or interest in doing all of that organization, you have lots of help around here. We are passionate about planning events as well, so you wouldn't be on your own.
Starting this year, because it's a brand new thing that we're all doing, I know Nicole from Cream City has a couple events she's already working on that we can kind of piggyback with her, but that way she would have a direct contact in the guild to help plan that stuff. And then, I'm super excited about it and would be willing to help in any way.
Yeah, Jenna has been kind of our interim events coordinator. She's the one who's been responsible for all of our open knits at the shops, the knitting shops, and Colleen is the one who organized our most recent one that is happening in Mount Mary on the 20th. So you'll have plenty of help if you would be interested in doing the events planning. So, all right. Upcoming events, we have a board/committee chair meeting on the 17th. So just to be fully transparent about that, the board and the committee chairs are meeting to discuss the rest of the year. The Mount Mary teaching opportunity is February 20th. There is a community knit at Fox River Fibers on March 4th from 1 to 3. And like I said, we're looking for a new chair. So any questions, comments, concerns so far? Fantastic. All right. Publicity. We are streaming. We're live streaming. So we are on YouTube right now, live streaming our meetings so that people who are unable to attend, who are snowbirds and go to Florida for the winter, they can come and join us, even though they are not actually here. So we're really excited to kind of expand that opportunity for members who may not be able to make it all the way out to Wauwatosa, but would still like to join us. And I think that we have live chat enabled as well. So they can still participate and actively engage with us as we are streaming. So even though they're not here, they're here with us.
Look for the web address in the March newsletter. We will probably not put it on Facebook or any of those things because we want to keep it to paid members for the live stream.
Yep. And I think that we will have access to that link afterwards. So if you want to go back and check on something, oh, I've forgotten what we talked about in the last meeting, or if you want to go and rewatch a program, that will be available for you. So, all right.
Yes, Melissa?
I just
Yes.
want to know, you said we live streaming, so how are you gonna see us? Where's the camera?
Right behind you.
Behind us.
It's behind you.
I knew I should have dressed up.
Yes, you do. Okay. If you have not signed your photo and video release, please do that because you might be caught on camera. You never know. So we just want to cover everything, making sure that everybody is comfortable being on camera. That just says, yes, it's fine if you catch me on the camera. That's fine. Stitch and Pitch is another committee, and I don't think our committee chair for that is here.
No.
Stitch and Pitch? Oh, you are. Hello.
Hi.
Sorry about that.
Ever since I took over, the pandemic came and then they said, well, they didn't know. And I told everybody to call them. Anyway, we are looking at doing some, they have said we could, just come as a group. And I thought everybody who goes to a brewer game already has their friends and that. And we like to take in our needles. So he had said that he would work with us and we could. But Cream City, and there's somebody,
Yes.
I was going to bring that up.
go ahead.
So Cream City is organizing a Stitch and Pitch this year on May 25th.
Yeah.
So if we want to kind of piggyback again with Nicole at Cream City, that would be fantastic. So if you want to, I don't know if you want to reach out to her and work together on that, or
You already did. Is she here tonight? Where is she so I can?
Jackie, I don't believe is here tonight.
Well, not Jackie, but who's
Oh.
That's me.
Jenna is here.
Okay, well then I'll.
She's been in contact.
We'll talk.
Yes, we will.
Okay, fantastic. Fantastic. All right. And State Fair.
I have a question.
Oh, yes.
So can we expect something in the next newsletter so we don't not get seats? I don't know how many seats and all
Yes.
that you're doing.
I think, next newsletter, or at the very latest, I would say April's newsletter.
Okay.
And because it will be in late May. So, yeah. All righty. Thank you. State Fair, our chair for that, that is not here. And Jackie is the person who brought this up in email to us. She's also not here tonight, but she asked if we would be willing and able to cover the cost of the State Fair prizes this year. So every year we sponsor 4 different categories for the State Fair knitting event, the knitting competition, and we offer, I think it's a $30 prize. Is that right? $30? Okay. For the first place winners of those 4 categories. So we need a motion to cover that cost of $120. If you're interested in the categories, they are baby hooded poncho. Never heard of that before, but that is an interesting new category this year. Any first-time entry, so any item that is a first-time knitted entry. An adult cowl neck sweater. And innovative use of knitting, any item. So if you are creatively using your knitting and you're like, this is a phenomenal idea, no one else has ever done this, this is so innovative, that is your category. So can I get a motion to fund that $120 prize if you are interested in doing that? Thank you. And Judy. Thank you, Judy. And a second.
Dan seconded.
Dan. All right. Thank you, Dan. All right. And all in favor? Aye. Fantastic. Any opposed? Wonderful. Love that. All right. So we have passed that. All right, that was the one big thing that I knew I needed to do today. Old business, like I said, we are live stream recording, and we now have a consent to record as part of our new membership form. So we won't have to have the separate photo release anymore because it's actually part of our membership form now. So that's the old business. Any old business that you feel like we need to discuss from last meeting? I feel like there was very limited old business from last time. Judy.
I'll just speak for Karen Lemmer, who's the state fair person, and she's in Florida, very southern Florida, the Keys, I believe.
Nice.
Anyway, one thing she tries to do, and I'm just saying this because there are so many new members, she tries to invite the winners to come to our meeting, I'm going to say September, so that they can receive their prize and show us what they won. And then I think sometimes she has other people from the guild who've entered bring their entries, even if they weren't a winner.
That's a lovely idea.
See what everybody does.
Yeah.
Some people are prolific, do it year after year in many different categories. So it's kind of fun. So maybe we can look forward to that happening in the future.
I think that's a great idea. Thank you. All right. New business, the only piece of new business that I could really think of, and I'm sure you all will remind me of some new business that I have forgotten because I am the worst, but I don't have the best memory. But I think the biggest piece of new business was actually addressed to me this evening. We received a letter at the Hales Corners Library about a sweater from 1930 that is in desperate need of mending. So, Judy, if you would tell us a little bit about that.
Whoa. 1930.
1930.
Yes. The person, a Mr. Kaufman, who lives in Cadott, Wisconsin, which is near Eau Claire, I believe, how he got a hold of the Knitting Guild and addressed it to the Hales Corners Library, just 116th Street, not even south 116th.
This is the mic,
Sorry.
so it's a lapel mic. You can put it on your
Sweater.
sweater.
I think I'll try it here. Can you hear me? No?
A little bit quiet.
Sorry.
That might be supposed to be internet.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I thought it made me feel a little louder. Maybe it's just a very live room.
Anyway, he says to the Knitting Guild, can this sweater be mended? He gives his phone number, call after 6. I would also like something in writing. He sent a picture, sweater knitted in 1930 by my mother. I would like to give it to my great grandson, born Halloween of 2022. The picture, according to what Lauren and I can see, looks like somebody tried to mend possibly moth holes, but with not matching yarn. And it looks like it's not very clean. So I don't know if anybody is up to a challenge. If they want to,
Sure.
yeah, we can hand the picture around. I have no idea. I did not call this person or write to him.
You are a good mender.
If you like a challenge, maybe
Good eye
this.
for color. That would match a 1930 sweater.
Maybe just hold your hand up if you want to see the picture. Not everybody's interested, I'm sure.
So if you would like to see that picture, go ahead and raise your hand because I'm sure not everybody wants to see it, but go ahead and pass it to those who are interested.
So someone at the library told a guy.
No, they found the Knitting Guild at Hales Corners Library. So he sent the letter to Hales Corners, and Seth there gave us this letter. So if anybody is a talented mender, I think that this gentleman would love the help. And Judy has that letter with his information, his number.
Wash it first.
That definitely needs to be the first step. It is.
I wonder how long it was covered.
Probably a long time. Yeah, it looks like there are definitely some good-sized moth holes in there. So it's like it hasn't been loved on for a while. So as we're passing that sweater picture around, is there any other new business that you can think of that we need to address this evening before we get to our program.
You so nice.
Am I forgetting anything that we desperately need to discuss?
I think that's all I have.
That's all I have. So, all right. Well, in that case, can we have a motion to close our meeting?
So moved.
And the lady behind.
Who is that?
So moved.
Oh, thank you. And can you repeat your name for the? Kathy Passford. Thank you. And the second?
Angie.
Oh, actually, have you signed your membership and paid? Awesome. All right, you count. Thank you, Angie. We have to be weirdly strict about, members and non-members when motioning things. So fantastic. All right, all in favor of closing the meeting? Thank you. Any opposed? Fantastic. All right, then I will pass things over to Mary and Madison. And I will let you talk to the owner for a while.
I'll just give it to you in a minute.
Oh, okay.
So, good evening. This is Madison Fisler. She is from Pathfinders. She's going to talk to us a little bit about what Pathfinders is about and how we can help their constituents with our knitting. So I'm just going to turn it over to her. I do have some handouts from her that I'm going to put up at the registration table up in front. So when you turn in your name tags, if you're interested, grab some information. And then after she's done speaking, we'll do the 3 show and tells that we have. So turn it over to her. Give her a nice little hand of applause.
Awesome. Thank you guys for having me tonight. I'm happy to be here and learn more about what you guys all do. As she said, my name's Madison. I'm here from Pathfinders. I'm our volunteer and community engagement manager. So I help hire volunteers, connect people to volunteer opportunities, and then also do all the community outreach stuff.
A little louder.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
And slower.
Slower. Yes. I always talk too fast, so I'm going to try to remember to talk slow. Louder and slower. Got it. So for more than 50 years, Pathfinders has provided safety, hope, and healing to youth and young adults facing homelessness, sexual abuse, exploitation, and trafficking, crisis, and other trauma through innovative and transformational services. Our main mission is empowering youth and changing lives, and our vision is to provide a more meaningful voice for youth in crisis and ensure all youth are safe, healthy, independent, successful, and valued.
I don't know if this will work.
There you go. Can you guys hear me better now? Yeah. Should I restart or should I just keep going? Okay. Awesome. So, and before diving into what all of our services are, I do want to share some statistics that explain why our work is so needed here in Milwaukee. So youth and young adult homelessness is extremely prevalent in Milwaukee. An estimated 15,000 young people aged 25 and under experience at least one episode of homelessness annually in Milwaukee, and hundreds are on wait lists for housing support. And 1 in 3 youth aging out of foster care will be homeless within 2 years of exiting the system. And homelessness also leaves youth and young adults vulnerable to exploitation. Within 72 hours of experiencing homelessness, 1 in 3 youth will trade sex to meet their basic needs. And 21% of homeless young women and 10% of homeless young men have been trafficked, with even higher rates among the LGBTQ+ community. So all our services cover to help support youth who might be experiencing those things and help connect them to more resources that can provide more long-term support. We have a variety of different services, so I'm just going to go through each of them. So we have our supported housing program, and that helps youth who are experiencing homelessness get transitioned into safe and sustainable housing for them. So we use a housing first approach. So we believe that everyone has a right to housing and a safe place to live. And then from there, they're able to work to build more successful lives and work on things that will address their trauma, their mental health, and mental well-being to maintain lifelong stability. So in this program, we help our young people search for housing, make sure that we're going to get them in an apartment that will help them be successful. So if maybe they want to be on the south side of Milwaukee, maybe they don't want to be, we'll make sure that that location is somewhere that will help them be successful. And then while they're transitioning into that independent living, we help provide support to them. So we'll help them do like independent living skills, maybe drop them off some cleaning supplies, help them know how to maintain their space and support them in that. And then also work with them to know more long-term how they can acquire those materials themselves. And then we also have our runaway and homeless youth services. So this includes our emergency shelter, which is what branched off to become Pathfinders what it is today. That's over on the east side off of Kane Place, kind of by the UWM campus. And our youth shelter is for ages 11 through 17. Youth can come there and stay for anywhere from less than 12 hours or up to 2 weeks. They can come in any time of the day. We're open 24/7, 365, and we've never closed due to COVID or anything. And we have 8 beds available there for youth. They can just kind of stop in if whatever they need. We'll work with their family to help support everyone, whether it's connecting them with child protective services, if that's going to be the safest for them long term, or just working with the family on healthy coping skills and different things like that. We also have our street outreach team and drop-in center. So our drop-in center is a day shelter for youth ages up to 25, or up to 26. They can be there when they're 25. And youth can stop in at any times when we're open. They can take a shower, they can do their laundry, they can lock up things in our lockers if they need to, they can take a nap, whatever they might need. We also have a computer lab. And then we have case managers and therapists who are there to support them as well. But it's not something that's required in order for them to access our services. If they just need to come in and take a shower and get a meal, they can do that. And then we will help them with whatever they need. And then we have our street outreach team that is the only youth-centered street outreach team in Milwaukee. And they take all of those services to the street. So our youth have identified where they might be hanging out at, and we're able to go out there and meet them. We have a case manager and a trauma-informed therapist right in the van that can help to provide support all over Milwaukee. They stop by schools, they stop by the north side, the south side, anywhere that our youth might need them. And then we also have our Southeastern Education Center that's located at our Holton Street facility. It is a behavioral reassignment middle school through MPS. So if youth aren't doing great in the normal MPS school system, maybe they need a little bit more extra support, maybe more connections to our other services, they can be reassigned to our middle school instead of getting expelled from the system. And then we have therapists up there and also teachers who are trained in like a trauma-informed approach to education. And then they're able to be connected with our other services downstairs if that's what they need. We also have clinical services through CCS, which is Comprehensive Clinical Services. They help with mental health or substance abuse, and then they help reduce like those negative mental health symptoms that our young people might be experiencing and help them develop life skills to transition into adulthood. And then lastly, we have our anti-sexual violence services. So that's for the youth who are being trafficked or exploited. We have an on-call team that can do rapid response if youth need assistance making a report at a hospital, at a police station. We have rapid responders who are able to help with that, to serve as advocates to make sure young people know what their rights are in those situations. And then we also have therapists and case managers who can provide ongoing support, whether it's advocating with them through legal proceedings or just doing some safety planning while they're on the streets. And then something unique about Pathfinders is how involved youth are in all of our decisions. So our structure encourages youth empowerment and promotes youth as partners in the design and delivery of the services they receive. So we have a youth advisory board where youth who have received services from us or have lived experience in what we provide support to, they determine the messaging and training and develop key partnerships with our youth anti-sexual violence work. Our board of directors includes a former Pathfinders youth and individuals with lived experience who've worked within the systems that our youth engage. And then all of our programmatic staff have an interview with a panel of young people before receiving a job offer. And our housing program uses the scattered site model to ensure youth voice and choice when selecting their home. And then lastly, so the reason I'm here today and what we kind of need from you guys, I just want to share a little bit about like what you guys can do to help us with providing all of these services. So I know we've been having a lot of questions about what specific things you guys can knit for us. So the main things our youth really need are blankets to stay warm when they are experiencing homelessness. And then like the winter essentials that you guys are probably used to knitting during cold weather. So like mittens, hats, and scarves. And then we don't have a large need for baby items, but definitely a lot of our young people do have babies and children of their own. So we do need those as well sometimes. And that's mainly it. So then do you guys have any questions for me about anything that you heard or anything that you guys just want to know more about? Yeah.
How many students do you take in your middle school?
So it usually ranges. So at the beginning of the school year, we'll see around maybe like 15 to 20 students. But then as the school year progresses and students are getting reassigned to our middle school from their original school, by the end of the year, we might have around like 50 to 60 students or upwards from there. Yeah. But
Where's your funding come from?
yeah, so that's a great question. I'm not super familiar with a lot of like how the funding breaks down. That's not my expertise, but the main funding, we do get government support, and that's usually like restricted, but that does allow us to remain financially stable. And then we do apply for grants through a variety of different programs. And then we also have private funders and private donors and just community groups that also donate to us as well that helps us. Yeah.
How many youths how many youths do you service in a year's time?
Yeah, so our numbers say that we serve about 7,000 youth in a year. About 6,000 of those youth are through our street outreach team, and then about 1,000 in the more ongoing support.
What is the percentage of your success rate?
I'm not sure of that number off the top of my head, but I can definitely get that back to you. But it depends on what you determine as success. So a lot of our young people will be receiving services maybe starting when they're age 11, and then we might just reduce the support while they're getting older and stuff. But I don't know the exact number off the top of my head. So, yeah.
I'm just curious, how large a blanket do you want?
Yeah, so we usually ask for like the larger size blankets, like for like a queen size bed or so, just not like the smaller, like if you think of people who make like tie blankets and they make the super small ones. So just like, it doesn't have to be exactly a queen size, but just larger blankets for adults. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you furnish the apartments for the teenagers when they move on?
Yeah, so that's a good question. So we do provide support with that. So we have a lot of people who reach out who are maybe are getting a new couch and are willing to donate their couch. We work with people like that, but then we also have some supports of like Wayfair and things like that will donate items as well that are brand new. So we offer support with that, but we don't always do everything for them. Yeah. Yeah, we'll go back there first and then we'll go forward.
Do you have like an office, like if people wanted to donate, like not knit, but queen size blankets, for example? Funding, any items, do the children or the young adults need clothing? Where would that location be if people were gonna bring you things?
Yeah, that's a great question. So our main office location that accepts all donations and stuff is 4200 North Holton Street, and it is Suite 400. So even if you look at Pathfinders, we have two locations. It's our Holton Street location and then our shelter. Our shelter is not always staffed to receive those things.
Suite what?
400.
400.
Yeah, and we accept donations to be dropped off anytime between Monday to Friday, 11 to 4. You can just stop in. If those hours don't work for you, feel free to reach out to me and I can schedule something else. I will have some business cards over there, and then we have a brochure and a few other things, but also my information is online as well, so feel free to just shoot us an email, a call, anything like that. And then you had a question up here.
If you were knitting hats, mittens, scarves, or, even a sweater or something, what size would be most useful?
Yeah, so we usually see more of like the adult age range. So not think more of like an 11-year-old, think more of like a 25-year-old. And we see all different sizes. So just a variety is better. We do see anywhere from like small sizes to 3XL. Whatever you'll be able to donate, we'll be able to probably find someone that'll be able to use it. So, yeah. Any other questions?
So on a daily basis, how does it break down? How many clients do we have? I mean, children do you work with?
Yeah, it depends on the program. So, I said we have 7,000 throughout a year, and our staff is about around 70 people. So it really depends. At our youth shelter, we can have up to 8 young people at a time. So 8 youth can stay there. Usually we don't have the 8. Usually it is a little bit lower, but then I don't know how many the street outreach contacts a day. And then in our drop-in center, we see anywhere from like 10 to 25 people in that program a day. So it depends, and it is really hard to say. Any other questions? All right, then I'll leave my business cards, and I have some brochures and some flyers about other volunteer opportunities over there. And again, my name's Madison, so if you guys ever need anything, feel free to reach out to me. Yeah, you're welcome.
We have a little gift for you.
Oh, thank you.
Coming and talking to us. And then there are some things that were donated in the last couple of weeks.
Oh, amazing. Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, so we do have some show and tell. Jane.
Do you have the internet?
I still have it. Very good, thank you. Jane actually has 2 tonight because we only had 2 people sign up.
Can you explain how that works for people?
How show and tell works?
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, every meeting will have 3 forms. They look like this. They'll be at the desk where you pick up your name tag. And the first 3 people that grab one, if you made something and you want to come up and talk about it and show and tell, your item, people are really interested in what other people are doing. So it's really helpful for everyone to know what's going on. Okay. I want to put this on you, I think. And do you need this?
Yeah, I think I will. Well, and I have a bum hip, which is why I've got the cane. And so I've been doing a lot of sitting down, and that's allowed me to knit. I went around some villages in Vermont, and we stopped at Green Mountain Spinnery. And so that's where this Sutton jacket pattern is from. So they had a drop sleeve, and like Meg Swanson talks about the lodge that you get under your arm. And so what I did was changed it to a set-in sleeve, and I like that much better. And then this design allowed me to put in a little dart, which I needed. So it was fun to work on the technical aspects of things. Sure.
Very nice.
So it's 2 yarns put together to make a bulky weight gauge. So it was fun. It's also pretty warm. And then I don't think Shelley is here tonight, is she? I didn't see her. Shelley just dropped on us this fantastic set of yarn that she didn't want in her condo anymore. And so I benefited from this. This is a pattern called Lintilla by, what's the lady's name? Yeah. She does a whole bunch of these small shawls. And this is Miss Babs Yowza yarn. And I guess it's sock yarn, but it was very effective. So anyway, we've all benefited from that huge stash that Shelley brought in.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sometimes it pays to show and tell. We have some gift cards from the Knitting Nook that were donated. So thank you for showing and telling us.
Well, thank you.
So you can buy more yarn.
Do you have a microphone?
No,
The other one that she put on your lapel, I think it's his.
no, I took it off.
Yep, it's up here. All All right, was there another show and tell?
Judy.
Judy? Are you a show and teller?
I'm a show and teller.
All righty, there you go.
Where to put this? I guess that
Your
works.
payment for your show and tell.
Okay, so I'm wearing a sweater that Stephen West designed. It's called Outer Space, and in parentheses, funky top-down sweater. I found it on Ravelry. I bought the yarn at Fiber Fever, the new store on South Kinnickinnick in Bayview. She's only open, I believe, still just on Saturdays. It's
And call for an appointment.
okay, call for appointments. Okay. It's Malabrigo. Most of it's chunky or bulky, or maybe Aran. And I learned the provisional cast on, which I used at the neck, because the neck is double then. And short rows and Japanese short rows. And I used magic loop for the first time. And it went really fast. It's not perfect. And what was the word you ladies gave me?
Artistic license.
No, it's something else.
Wabi sabi, the
Well,
Japanese and Chinese.
Japanese or Chinese say
Always put a mistake in their work.
the mistake in your work is wabi sabi. Anyway, it's kind of interesting to wear because the armpits are way down here. But when you put your coat on, you just push it up and then you've got this big loopy thing here. And it only comes in one size, but the pattern has a way to adjust it using one of his other patterns. So it was a really quick knit with the chunky yarn. And I made the body longer and I made the sleeves longer because that's how I wanted them and I had enough yarn left, so.
What was the name of it again?
It's called Outer Space.
Okay.
And the other thing I'd say about her shop, even though she's not open a lot, her website is awesome.
Oh.
They're the best website we've got in the knitting shop.
Oh.
And she donated yarn for our holiday party.
Yeah, she's, her website, I was blown away with it.
Who was that you said?
Can you name her yarn shop again, please?
The yarn shop is knit fiber fever.
She's at KK.
And what's her name?
I think it's Liz.
Liz?
This Papa, I believe, P-A-P-A.
Oh, thank you. So that's programs. Thank you to everybody that gave me hats and other items to donate for speaker gifts. I really appreciate it. And I think that's our program for tonight.
Thank you. Thank
And the other thing I would say is don't forget the yarn on the table over there is available for anybody.
you.